Randstad is a global staffing agency or HR services company. We are operating in 39 plus countries and we are handling a lot of personal data. So if you look at it as a company, we have more than 600,000 people working for us on a daily basis. And in that capacity, we handle a lot of personal data in all the different countries.
Randstad community of DPOs and privacy champions is really spread around the 39 countries in which we operate. We really try to communicate and try to improve the communication between all the different DPOs in regard to how we can really identify problems and how we can solve them together.
Let's look for a company that understands what we are doing, but there's also the capability and the flexibility and the agility to build rapidly additional functionality and capabilities to make sure that we can meet our objectives. And in the end, after an extensive selection process, OneTrust was the company that fit our bill the best, and we selected OneTrust.
We're using OneTrust for the data mapping activity, and this allows us to register all the processing activities within the company, which is an obligation established by the General Data Protection Regulation. We're also using OneTrust to select our vendors. So they go through the Randstad questionnaire, which allow us to identify if they have a data protection policy, if they've had any security incidents.
Then the second functionality is the assessment automation, where we run what we call a privacy security quick scan, so a PSQ, where we try to initially assess any new initiative or any initiative that may have a big change, where personal data might be involved.
In the past, I've done privacy impact assessments manually, and using OneTrust does help a lot because we have one version we're working in. I don't have several versions of privacy impact assessments stored locally on my computer. It's easier to keep an overview.
It's interesting because some of our clients are also using the OneTrust tool. This makes our interaction quite easier. It means, for instance, that we have the same approach to data mapping, so it's easier for us to comply with our contractual obligations in terms of registering processing activities.
OneTrust helped us to automate certain processes and to have an audit trail for us to be needed. So I'm really glad we have the tool. And it's really helpful for us, or for me as a data protection officer, to do my job.
The reason we really love to work with OneTrust is that they have great people that really make the difference and are available if you have any questions, struggling with issues, and really are listening to what do you want to achieve, what are the ideas, but they're also good in pushing back when they say, yeah, it's a great idea, but I would do it differently.
I do think OneTrust is a really good system, and I see that it has a lot of potential, so I'm very much looking forward to see what's to come and how I as a DPO can use OneTrust even better to, well, be able to do my job, basically.
Over the last few months, we have worked with OneTrust on a daily basis, so it's quite difficult to imagine the huge task of implementing the GDPR without the help of this tool.